How to produce a song in 5 minutes. Choose what you have, PC, mobile or Mac, and select your DAW, digital audio workstation. We have many types here. Choose your chord progression, add some beats on it, then add some bass, add some harmonies, melodies, whatever you want. And at last, don't forget to add your vocals. As always, there's no rules in making music. Creativity is the key. Follow for more tips. Here's my next tip. Okay, let's suggest 3 apps. First one, Caustic, which will let you play the instrument, cut, mix, master, everything. Second app, FL Studio for mobile. It can mix, master, play instruments, everything. And third app is BandLab. Check it out. Follow for more tips. See you guys in my next tip. What's the best DAW for beginners? Let's talk about it. So, DAW is a digital audio workstation, which is a music production software used for recording audio in a personal computer. So, for beginners, I recommend you guys to use Mixcraft or Reaper. So, in Mixcraft or Reaper, you can learn the basic stuffs. You can record, experiment, everything. Just know about the basic things like what are tracks, what are plugins, what are mixing, what is a MIDI, what is an audio track, and everything you can learn from there. I recommend you guys to use it for like 1 month or 1 week, and then you can go to a professional digital audio workstation. So the industry standard digital audio workstation is Pro Tools. It doesn't mean that you should use only Pro Tools. We have many choices. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya. Want to train your ears for music mixing? Let's talk about it. Here we go. We have a website called SoundGym. It has daily workouts there. You can go there and work out like building your muscles. I'm just kidding. Like you can train your ears for music mixing. It has games on equalizing and compression. Hope it helps. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya. 3 best reverb plugins which I know that as a beginner. Let's talk about it. So the first one is Valhalla Vintage Verb. The second one is Pro Reverb from FabFilter. The third one is Slade's Liquid Sonics Reverb Suite Classics. Go check out all the plugins, see which one works for you, be creative. Follow for more tips. See you guys in my next tip. See ya. The 3 best delay plugins which I know that as a beginner. Let's talk about it. The first one, Waves Edge Delay. The second one, Valhalla Delay. The third one is Echo Boy Delay. Use all the plugins on your track and see which one works for you. Be creative. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about compressors. So compressors are really useful to unify the dynamic ranges of the signal. For example, if you have something very louder or if you have something very soft, the compressors will make the range into something smaller. Compressors are really useful in processing your audio. We can make the sound a settle or we can make it distorted. It's about your creativity. So experiment with your compressors you have fun with it. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya. Bye. Let's talk about EQ. EQ is a process of changing the balance of a different frequency component in an audio signal. EQ is like sculpting. You're carving some room to either make it shine or taking some parts out of it. So it's like an art. There's no right or wrong. It depends on your taste. So let's see the EQ plugin. So this is Pro Q from FabFilter. So you can adjust these with the Q. So Q is a quality factor, which is the bandwidth of the EQ band. So the middle one is gain. V plus for boosting and V minus for cutting. And then the first one shows in which frequency we are in. Then you have shelf filters. These boost or cut the frequency on above or below of the counted frequencies. And then we have low pass filter and a high pass filter. Follow for more tips. See you guys for the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about limiter. Limiter is a compressor. It compresses the audio above a certain threshold with the ratio. Well, limiter is basically a brick wall to stop any audio above the threshold we have set. So it has some benefits. It can act like a brick wall and controls the peak in an audio. So it will make sure the audio doesn't clip or it won't cause any distortion. It has the ability to make the audio louder. The most obvious spot to use a limiter is as the last processor on the master bus of your mix. Follow for more tips. See you guys in my next tip. See ya. Let's talk about multiband compression. As we know, the compressor controls dynamics, turns down the loud ports and turns up the soft ports. A multiband compressor is like taking multiple compressors and having them compress a specific frequency range. A normal compressor will listen to the entire signal from the high end to the low end. In a multiband compressor, we can divide the multiband compressor into multiple bands. Let's say, the way I use it, 3 compressors, one for the lows, one for the mids, one for the highs. What happens is, if the low end gets really loud and crosses the threshold, it compresses the low end, but it doesn't touch the highs and the mids. Same thing with the mids and the highs. In a normal compressor, when we tell to listen to a high frequency, then it will compress everything. A multiband compressor, it can listen to a specific set of frequencies, and it also compresses those frequencies. Follow for more tips. See you guys for the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about sidechaining. Sidechaining is the act of making one sound dark whenever a certain event trigger. Typically, an EDM artist will use this to make the drum sounds pop. For example, a kick drum can be a triggering event to make another sound dark or lower in volume. So in that way, whenever a kick drum is played, the other sound, which is sidechained to the kick drum, temporarily gets quieter, making the drum shine a little brighter. So let's see a live example. As you can see, I have 2 tracks, one is pad and another one is kick. Let's play and see how it sounds. As you hear it, the kick doesn't duck with the pad. So let's use sidechaining here. So different DAWs has different steps to apply sidechaining. So let's activate sidechain. Now let's see how it sounds. As you can hear, the kick sound duck with the pad. Follow for more tips. See you guys for the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about de-esser. De-esser removes sibilance from the audio recording. It works by compressing the sharp sounds like S sounds, F sounds, sometimes SC sounds, or Z sounds. These can be really sharp. These sharp, possibly because of the microphone we are using, and also the amount of hot compression you're applying to the recording. If you apply more compression to these recordings, these S tones can really get sharper. And also an EQ could make the sibilant sounds really sharper. The S tones found in the male voice can be a lot lower than the S tones found in a female voice. If you're gonna use a compressor and a de-esser, it's best to use the de-esser before the compressor. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about parallel compression. A parallel compression is a great way to add depth to any source and maintain the transient response. It's configured a send and return setup similar to how you'd send a source to a FX unit. Ultimately, what you're doing is keeping the dry source so the transients stay intact, then sending a copy of that dry source to a heavily processed compression unit. So let's see a live example. As you can see, here I have a drums track. Let's play it. For doing the parallel compression, we can use FX channel. So I create a FX channel. Here I'll open SSL compression. In the SSL compression, I'm going to use a preset called Drum Crush. I'll go to my drums track, and on the send, I'll click on the SSL compression. Click on adjust to your requirements. And now let's see how it sounds. So now the drum is more punchy, has more depth, and it's up front. For more tips, see you guys in the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about stereo monitor placements. 2 separate audio signals are pumped through 2 separate speakers, and when they combine, they create a coherent sound stage. It's a simple illusion. A listener can localize a specific elements within the track, but it only works if your speakers are placed properly. Let's see. An equilateral triangle setup. Setting up your speakers so that the distance between your listening position and each speaker is the same as the distance between the speakers. Forms a symmetrical layout that ensures that the sound from each speaker reaches the listening position in sync. The monitor placement within the room should also be symmetrical, so the reflected sound from the surrounding surfaces also reaches the listening position and sync. At last, don't forget to keep your monitors on a monitor isolation pad. It makes a big difference. For more tips, see you guys for the next tip. See ya. Let's talk about maximizer. A maximizer is being used to get the most volume out of a recording. A maximizer can be seen as a limiter or a compressor, but it does a little bit more than that. If we know how a normalizer works, a normalizer looks at the highest peak in the whole program and is going to boost that to be at the ceiling level, and is going to boost the rest of the signal according to that. Most maximizer has only two functions, which is threshold and an output level or output ceiling. The benefits of using a maximizer is that it's actually 2-in-1. It's gonna normalize the signal, but when you lower the threshold value, it's gonna look for the peaks and they're gonna be limited, which means we can make our signal louder. We can also say that a maximizer is a normalizer with a limiter in front of it. Follow for more tips. See you guys in the next tip. See ya.